If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. Was Tucker Carlson fired for being a Christian? Was he fired because Rupert Murdoch's fiance thought he was a messenger from God and Rupert was jealous? I mean, what? Take it with a grain of salt, but this is what's being reported in Vanity Fair. I mean, listen, man, I'm not saying Vanity Fair doesn't have good sources, okay? They're really good when it comes to entertainment news. Check this out. Apparently, Tucker Carlson had dinner with Rupert Murdoch and his then fiance, who would have been his fifth wife at the age of 92 years, in March, and she called him a messenger from God. Rupert then dumped her and fired Tucker a month later. What is this? Okay, so let's get back to square one here, all right? Who is Rupert Murdoch's fiance, then dumped, or whatever, fifth wife? Okay, what's happening here? Rupert Murdoch got engaged to someone named Anne Leslie Smith. Here's the New York Post article. Rupert says he was very nervous. I dreaded falling in love, but I knew this would be my last. It better be. I'm happy. Okay, that was what Rupert Murdoch said about the engagement at the time. I don't know much about her. Anne Leslie Smith is 66. She's a former San Francisco police chaplain. That's an interesting background. Her late husband was Chester Smith, the country singer, radio TV executive. For both of us, it's a gift from God. We met last September. I'm a widow of 14 years like Rupert. My husband was a businessman, worked in local papers, developed radio and TV stations. So I speak Rupert's language. We share the same beliefs. But did they share the same beliefs? This is really, really interesting. And of course, if you Google her, you can see photos of her with Rupert Murdoch. There's one of them out on beach. Here's them at a formal event. Here's them at various functions. So I guess it seemed to be that the two of them had a good relation. There they are, chilling out. They were engaged, and then Rupert called it off. Now, why did he call it off? Very, very interesting stuff here, okay? So here is the report. This is the report from Vanity Fair. Let's go straight to the source. Tucker Carlson's prayer talk may have led to Fox News ouster. That stuff freaks Rupert out. Fox Corp chair Rupert Murdoch is said to have balked at Carlson's remarks in a Friday night speech, driving another theory about the primetime star's abrupt exit. He doesn't like spiritual talk, said a source. Well, that's very interesting. 24 hours after Fox News ousted his high-rated host, the network has yet to explain the most shocking defenestrations in cable news history. I'm not going beyond the release, a Fox spokesperson texted yesterday when I asked him for a comment. Some people have said that this is due to lawsuits and so on and so forth. Those seem to be literally conspiracy theories. This seems to be, however, very, very fascinating angle for all of this. A new theory has emerged. Tucker Carlson's talk of spirituality, which, as somebody who watched his show nightly, religiously, for lack of a better term, I got to tell you, Tucker got really spiritual. I loved that about him. I think that's important. I think that's the lens you need to see all of life through. Rupert Murdoch apparently disagrees. Rupert Murdoch removed Carlson over a remark Carlson made at a speech at Heritage Foundation's 50th anniversary gala. Wow. Carlson laced his speech with religious overtones that even Murdoch found too extreme, the source who was briefed on Murdoch's decision said. Carlson told the Heritage audience that national politics has become a battle between good and evil. Carlson said that people advocating for transgender rights and DEI programs want to destroy America, and they could not be persuaded with facts. We should say that and stop engaging in total fraudulent debates. I've tried. It doesn't work, he said. Carlson suggested the answer was prayer. I have concluded that it might be worth taking just 10 minutes of your day and busy schedule and say a prayer for the future. So that stuff freaks Rupert out. The spiritual talk, according to a source. Carlson declined to comment. Fox Corp declined to comment. It's been reported that Fox Corp, this is where it gets really interesting, CEO Lachlan Murdoch and Suzanne Scott made the decision to fire Carlson Friday night. That would be the night of the speech. Another source, a person close to Murdoch, said something similar to me. Scott informed Carlson of the decision Monday morning. Of course, Tucker Carlson did not know he was going to get fired because on his show on Friday night, he said, I'll see you on Monday. And he would never have done that to his audience. Rupert Murdoch was perhaps unnerved by Carlson's messianism, Messiah, talking about the Messiah, talking about faith, right? That's what that means. Because it echoed the end times worldview of Murdoch's fiance, Anne Leslie Smith. What? The source said, in my May cover story, I reported that Murdoch and Smith called off their engagement because Smith had told people Carlson was a messenger from God. Wow. Why would she say that? Well, she used to be a chaplain at the San Francisco Police Department, so we know she's a spiritual person. We know she's a Christian. Murdoch had seen Carlson and Smith discuss religion firsthand. In March, Carlson had dinner at Murdoch's Bel Air Vineyard with Murdoch and Smith, according to the source. So Carlson and the fiance were sitting there at Rupert Murdoch's house. During the dinner, Smith pulled out a Bible and started reading passages from the book of Exodus, the source said. Rupert just sat there and stared. A few days after the dinner, Murdoch and Smith called off their wedding. By taking Carlson off the air, Murdoch was also taking away his ex's favorite show. The 92-year-old's mogul's broken engagement is part of a string of erratic decisions that he has made that raises questions about Murdoch's leadership of the media empire. According to sources, executives at Fox are worried about Murdoch's unsteady hand at the wheel of the company. It's like the king is senile, but no one wants to say anything. Oh my. Oh my, oh my. Well, that's what they're reporting here. Read to you from the source. We can report, of course, that this wasn't exactly Tucker Carlson like having a tryst or flirting with the fiance of Rupert Murdoch. Tucker Carlson is deeply and abidingly happily married. And no one's ever even had a sniff of Tucker Carlson having any type of fidelity problems to his beautiful wife of 30 plus years with 4 kids. Here they are just yesterday laughing and driving a golf cart around their rural community in Florida. They're having a great time. No, ladies and gentlemen, it's not about that. It's about Tucker Carlson connecting with this woman who was a former chaplain, connecting religiously with this woman at a dinner at Rupert Murdoch's house just this last month. It's April, and this was just in March that Rupert Murdoch had Tucker Carlson at his house, and he was she called him a messenger from God. Was this some type of vengeful lovers quarrel? Was this some revenge by Rupert Murdoch in his old age? Did he get freaked out, according to sources, by the religious talk? Not sure. I'll tell you this, Tucker Carlson seems like a happy guy. That look when you're going to make double what Fox paid you, have a bigger audience, and get to say what you want. Yeah. OMG, this caption. The caption says, Tucker sped away into the humid Florida evening, howling with laughter. There you go. It's a happy man. You can't hide it. You cannot hide it. Tucker Carlson had a hit piece done on him in the New York Times, and I texted him about it, and Tucker Carlson responded to me by saying, I'm happy. They're miserable. I win. What a profound statement. And what an important statement for a moment like this for Tucker Carlson. Fox, on the other hand, has lost millions of viewers for Tucker Carlson's time slot. They've lost billions of dollars. Their stock is not doing great. Check this out. Let's show you. I mean, it's the lowest it's been. Fox's stock is the lowest it's been in many months. Many months. Near 6 months lows. And millions of people are claiming that they're going to cancel their subscriptions to Fox Nation and to the network. So we'll see what happens here, ladies and gentlemen. Tucker, though, seems happy. And more importantly, I think it's worth playing the speech that allegedly got Tucker Carlson fired. Here it is.
What you're watching is not a political movement. It's evil. So if you want to assess, and I'll put it in and I'll stop with this. I'll put it in non-political, or non-specific theological terms, and just say, if you want to know what's evil and what's good, what are the characteristics of those? And by the way, I think the Athenians would have agreed with this. This is not necessarily just a Christian notion. This is kind of I would say, widely agreed upon understanding of good and evil. What are its products. What do these two conditions produce? Well, I mean, good is characterized by order, calmness, tranquility, peace, whatever you want to call it, lack of conflict, cleanliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness. It's true, it is. And evil is characterized by their opposites: violence, hate, disorder, division, disorganization, and filth. So if you are all in on the things that produce the latter basket of outcomes, what you're really advocating for is evil. That's just true. I'm not calling for a religious war, far from it. I'm merely calling for an acknowledgement of what we're watching, which is not what, and I'm certainly not backing the Republican Party. I mean, ugh. I'm not making a partisan point at all. I'm just noting what's super obvious. Like, those of us who are in our mid-50s are caught in the past in the way that we think about this. One side's like, no, I've got this idea, and we've got this idea, and let's have a debate about our ideas. They don't want a debate. Those ideas won't produce outcomes that any rational person would want under any circumstances. Those are manifestations of some larger force acting upon us. It's just so obvious. It's completely obvious. And I think two things. One, we should say that and stop engaging in these totally fraudulent debates where we are using the terms that we used in 1991 when I started at Heritage, as if maybe, I could just win the debate if I marshaled more facts. I've tried that, doesn't work. And two, maybe we should all take just like 10 minutes a day to say a prayer about it. I'm serious. Like, why not? And I'm saying that to you not as some kind of evangelist. I'm literally saying that to you as an Episcopalian. The Samaritans of our time. I'm coming to you from the most humble and lowly theological position you can. I'm literally an Episcopalian, okay? And even I have concluded it might be worth taking just 10 minutes out of your busy schedule to say a prayer for the future. And I hope you will.
Thank you for watching. Our channel is here to meme the libs until they cry and then to meme them crying. Their tears, they taste just like sweet, delicious ice cream. Salty, too. We ridicule the establishment and the libs because of you. Your support keeps us going. So if you like what you saw, please punch the subscribe button, click like, and ring the little bell so that you know when we're live. Don't you want to know when we're live? And make sure that you subscribe to our email list just in case the plug gets pulled, as tends to happen. If you want to see more of our videos, click here or here. My name is Benny Johnson. Stay free, base patriots.